Terence Crawford has been trying to set up a fight against superstars at 168, but Jermell Charlo has explained why he doesn't want to fight Terence. Terence has been calling out Jermell Charlo and Canelo Alvarez for quite some time, and pros have weighed in on how they think he would do against such bigger opponents. Oscar De La Hoya really thought that he'd do just fine against Canelo Alvarez. Oscar stated, Terence Crawford will beat Canelo anytime, because, and this is, look, I said before, the big talented man will beat the small talented fighter, but Terence Crawford is not small. Terence Crawford is a big guy. He can walk around at 168 if he wants to, but with just the skill set alone, Terence Crawford is a master. He will make Canelo look like a child. He'll make him look like a child. Amir Khan has fought Canelo before, and he really doesn't think that Crawford should be trying to go up in weight to fight him. Amir stated, I don't think that should happen. Look, I like Crawford, but I think Canelo is a beast at that weight. I would advise Crawford not to do that. Shane Mosley gave his prediction for how well Terence would do against Jermell Charlo and Canelo, and he definitely thinks that size plays a part. Shane stated, Charlo has height and size, speed, and he knows how to time his punches right. If Crawford has a problem with the speed of Jermell, it could be an issue, and the height and range. For me, I think Crawford has the edge in that fight because he can go right-handed, southpaw, and he throws punches from different angles and the hooks landing from different angles, whereas Charlo's are more straight. So I would go Crawford, but Jermell does have a good shot. I can see him winning too. I can see both guys winning. It's a good fight. I think he's biting off more than he can chew because Canelo is a big boy. Mikey Garcia thinks that Terence has the upper hand if he doesn't go too high up in weight. Mikey stated, Crawford at 154 pounds, I think Crawford wins. It's a good fight though, but I think Crawford wins. Crawford is a bad dude, man. He's a really good fighter and he can fight coming forwards. He can fight going back. He can fight whilst he's running around and boxing, switches from left to right. He's tricky with that. He's quick. He has a lot in his game, so I think Crawford. If Crawford moves up even higher, then there is a bigger disadvantage in size, so that changes things. But he doesn't have to do all of that. Eddie Hearn definitely doesn't think that Terence should try coming up to 168. Eddie stated, I do think Canelo Alvarez is too big for Terence Crawford, as good as Terence Crawford is. In my opinion, you will never see Canelo come under 168 in a fight. I don't think he wants to do that. 168 is a little bit, not tough, but it's enough. So I don't think you see Crawford come up to 168, and I think if he does, I don't think he beats Canelo. So I'm not sure whether that fight happens, but if it does, two great fighters, and I'll favor Alvarez. Gary Russell Jr. thinks that Terence is smart for calling out big fighters like Jermell and Canelo, but he sees him having a better chance against one over the other. Gary stated, that's a smart move. We're prize fighters, why not? Russell Jr. on Crawford wanting the Canelo-Jermell winner. Go get the bag, that's what we're here for. Both of those fights should generate a good bag. That's a good move. Now, as far as Crawford winning both of those, I don't know about that. I think he has a better chance with Charlo than Canelo. I think he's more experienced. This is the thing. I like Charlo, I like both of them, but I'm not 100% sold on them based on the fact that I don't feel like they've reached their full potential. Regis Prograis doesn't think that Jermell will have any problems beating Terence too. Regis stated, I still got Jermell. I still do have Jermell. One thing I think nobody can measure when looking at a fighter, you can't measure how much fight they have inside them. You can measure their skill, you can measure their quickness and speed. What you can't measure is their hunger and how much fight they have in them. Nobody can measure that. And Jermell is an angry dude. Jermell is really angry. He has a lot of fight in. He's had a chip on his shoulder from the start. Jermell is naturally bigger and he hits really hard. If they were the same weight, I'd give the skill advantage to Crawford. But Mel saw what he did to his friend Spence, so it'll be added fire for him. He's going to want to beat this dude. So I would still have Jermell. Shakur Stevenson actually thinks that Terence could take on Canelo at least though.
I would not be shocked if Charlo beats him.
Really?
I would not be shocked. But it depends if Canelo could like walk him down without getting hurt or buzzed.
Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting to see.
Teddy Atlas also thinks that Terence has a good chance with moving up in weight. Teddy stated, "There does come a ceiling of how far you can move up. He's moved up 3 weight classes already. How many more can he move up? But Crawford's different. You can put some more mass on him because of how wiry he is. It depends who the fighter is at the next weight class. I don't see any fighter at that next weight class that is as good as him or is capable of beating him." Demetrius Andrade is a big fan of Terence, but he doesn't think that he'll do well at 168. Andrade stated, "Don't come up here 168. It's a big difference. Crawford has the skill, but at 168, there are skilled fighters up here. There ain't nobody not seeing what he's doing. Plus, we'll be able to bully him. Fight Canelo, get your pay." Canelo's not a natural 168, 175 type guy. He started off at 154, 160. He's not like a tall guy. Canelo will say, "Hell yeah, that's not Triple G, that's not David Benavidez, that's a small guy." These guys are coming down from 200 pounds to fight at 168 and then putting on 195 pounds. It's a big difference from fighting at 147. You need to develop the weight, size, and strength to get in there with a natural guy like Benavidez, Plant, Canelo, or Jermell Charlo. These are all big guys. Terence doesn't care about any of that, and he just doesn't like Jermell Charlo.
You got Jermell, would you say I'm done after that?
Of course, 100%.
What's the thing about Jermell? Oh, I feel like you don't like Jermell. And if you,
I don't.
You got respect for Earl. So if you did Earl like that, god damn.
I don't like Jermell for the simple fact that I feel he's a fake individual. I feel Earl is real. I feel he's genuine. I feel like he stand on 10 toes on everything that he say or do. I feel like Jermell is just one of those guys that do a lot for attention. I was cool with Jermell and Jamal and their older brother prior to me moving up in weight. You know, I got messages with he hit me up asking me he gonna pull up in Omaha, and we talking about cars, we talking about all different type of stuff. Once, you know, I moved up in the division, and I understand that they stablemates. He trained with Arrow Coach, and they've been knowing each other for a long time. For him to start bashing me and talking bad about me and saying I'm gonna get knocked out, and, you know, going out his way to say little slick shit about me, I was just like, man, that's some hoe shit.
At some point, Jermell said that Terence had to fight him before getting a chance to fight Canelo.
Streets, everybody seen you and Bud's interaction during the fight and all that. Like, that was ill just for us as fans. Like, oh, these niggas. How did you feel when he was calling thieves like, how did you feel when all of that during that moment?
Man, don't bite off too much you can chew, you know? Don't write a check your can't cash.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah.
I'm one of those ones.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta face me. I gotta see what you want.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I seen your post. He was like, you know, after we do this, we could do whatever we do. Does the fight with Errol add to motivation for that at all, or is it the same thing? Like,
it's a fire. It's a pilot.
Yeah.
It's a pilot on the stove. When you light that stove a bunch of times, it just bursts out. So sometimes I just hold back and I just allow, you know, to idle in a position. And when I get done with this one, you know, I'm gonna move on to that situation.
Yeah.
I take care of everybody that I gotta take care of.
Nah, for sure. I mean, you're...
Soon after that, Jermell decided that he didn't want to go too far down in weight to fight Terence. Jermell stated, "I might not necessarily go back down to 154. I might meet him at 160. Terence Crawford isn't the mega fight to make. I'm the mega fight. Once I beat Canelo and I have that throne and I'm the undisputed champion at 168, what are you going to do?" Now Jermell is saying that he's not interested in fighting Terence at the moment, and he thinks that Terence just needs to stay down in his weight class. Jermell stated, "I think that Terence Crawford could be on the marketing point. He could be using it that way, cause I heard what y'all were saying. But Terence Crawford's problem is that he was never with the right people before this. He just got with the PBC. He just signed over and got with the right program. That's why he was able to make that Errol Spence fight. You know what I'm saying? Now that he got his feet wet a little bit and he likes the promotion and he likes all of that, now he wants to bite off a little bit more than he can chew, you know? I got Canelo to worry about at 168, so why the hell am I worried about Crawford? We'll talk about 54 whenever we get done with this Canelo. In fact, Jermell even told Terence who he'd rather see him fight and told him to leave the big boys alone. Jermell stated, "I'm putting Boots in there with Crawford. I want to see Boots and Crawford go at it. That would be nice. Leave us alone." If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.